The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. Leading him out is their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Miami.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, it's the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Second and 11. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and they're going to have a third down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
He'll look to throw.
They'll set up the screen for Spears.
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage.
I guess we got a good idea about what the game plan is for attacking this secondary. No beating around the bush with this crew. His first throw of the game is a deep shot, and it connects. That's a tendency breaker right there because normally you build up to the big shot, but not in this case.
A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
2nd and 10.
It's Mixon on the counter. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. The line to gain is the 33 on third down.
Here's Stroud.
And this throw will be intercepted. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, for the offense, it looked like that drive had the makings of something good. They were starting to hit a groove, but the defense clearly had other ideas, not only to force the turnover, but to handle the scoring themselves.
Yeah, no panic in their eyes, was their partner? Think about it this way. A Hall of Fame coach once told me the best characteristic he liked out of his teams was that they didn't flinch. This crew, they got pushed back in an early series, kept their composure, and made a big play that swung the momentum their way.
The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game.
They are back over the 500 mark for the season. Got there with a win a week ago, their second straight victory.
Well, they've definitely gotten better as this season has gone along, and from what I can tell, they know their roles. Everyone understands how they fit offensively, defensively, and this team now has an identity, and they're playing to it and playing well.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 3. Stroud.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Roger McCreary, the man in the right spot to knock that away.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
You talk about this Titan defense.
They're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Titans will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
Well, this defense for the Texans, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
That'll be complete to Okonkwo.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
Now how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct.
And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off.
You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
Derek Stingley picks it.
And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
The Texans back out there and ready to go. And they'll take over here following the interception with a chance to tie the ball game. It's 1st and 10.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Now Stroud.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Stroud looking to throw. That's to the sideline and incomplete. These two teams, they met in Houston earlier in the season with the Texans coming out on top. So a win here in Nashville would give them the season series. Play action. Here's Stroud.
Touchdown, Texans!
Brevin Jordan.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Texans are an extra point away from drawing level.
Did you see how the linebackers froze for just a second? That's why you run play action. You want to keep them rooted in the spot and create a little bit of extra space so your tight end can find some room behind them. And then the quarterback finds his target downfield, and he turns it into 6 points.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and the result, a Houston touchdown.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively.
They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Texans are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
The Texans getting set here to take over again on offense. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. He'll let this go deep for Collins.
This is caught inside the 15. A big pickup of 38.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. First run of the game here for Dameon Pierce.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Another carry for Pierce.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense.
Throwing now is Stroud. Right. Stroud is hit, and the ball is loose.
It's picked up by the Titans, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
The drive will start with an option going left. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
You look at the defense for these Texans.
They were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
He'll drop to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
7-7, our score after 1. Ready for the second quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll buy some time right, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Back to throw. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 35.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. The tight end in motion right. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
They'll set up to throw. And he will find Ridley on the left side. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. He'll look to throw. And it's complete right back to Ridley. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield.
And Stroud now to throw.
Open man is Kirk, complete. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Well, he's had the interception woes in this one, Charles. And that time a little bold to throw it into double coverage, but he beat the double coverage.
Yeah, but I admire that he still will challenge defenders downfield, even though The ball's been in jeopardy a few times in this game. A nice ball there against multiple defenders, and they advance it downfield.
And 22 more yards there and another first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
The Titans at 5-4 now on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
Right back to Spears.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They're going to look to throw.
Cockrell holds it in left side.
And he will score. Touchdown, Titans.
Cockrell,
his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Titans have taken the lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that makes the score 14-7. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a Tennessee score.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Houston set to take over.
They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10.
Stroud to throw it. This goes out wide for Mixon.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
From the gun to give to Mixon. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Pierce gets this one running right.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Stroud sets up the play action.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Here's Tommy Townsend now
as he's on to punt for Houston. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On third down, here's Spears.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And the Texans will take over. A shotgun snap to Stroud. He's got it to Collins, complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Wide open receiver, complete.
And they get 17 more on that one and another first down.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Titans are going to have it here just past the 25.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The Titans going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue.
In motion, the tight end. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
A short throw taken in by Okonkwo.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28.
They'll look to throw here.
And brought in downfield by Burks.
Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Calvin Ridley. 52 yards.
And the Titans will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And it's now 21-7. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it's Calvin Ridley who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And the Texans going to get the football one final time here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
And that one to the right side and incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Here's Stroud. A throw out wide going to be incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, He made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the third row.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on fourth down. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So we have come to halftime in what's already a two-touchdown game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a two-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Texans offense and C.J. Stroud getting ready for this next drive. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far in the score.
They intercept Stroud again, the third time in this game. But that one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
The Titans offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
Suddenly it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
And here's a give to Spears.
Broken. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Tajay Spears, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Titans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Slide for the PAT.
He knocks it through. It's 28-7. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here.
And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Inside handoff to Mixon, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Stroud. Short throw into the hands of Jordan.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And it'll be Titan football.
Tennessee offense set to go again. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that because so many times you go into the half after playing well and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
In motion goes the tight end. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 26. A good pickup there, a 22.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Danielle Hunter, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They'll set up a throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now back to throw. Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Only 3 points there, but I got to think at this point in the 3rd quarter, that's all you're really looking for.
And right now the lead is 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. So you and I both know a huge order for the best of teams. And from what we've seen so far, hard to believe that that's a likely scenario. 3 two-point conversions? That's difficult.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Texans offense set to regain possession. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball. And it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. He'll drop this one down to Mixon.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Now Stroud able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Again, it's Stroud.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Takes this to the 45. Broken tackle. Bought him a little extra space.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 4. Stroud looking to throw.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Throwing now is Stroud. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 27-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
Play action. Stroud now. And one more time, here's Kirk.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Pierce.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Dameon Pierce
taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Texans get a bit closer. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and actually saved it until the very end.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, you know, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Titans offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
A short throw taken in by Okonkwo.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw here.
He'll complete this one to Okonkwo.
And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
He'll get it here on the jet sweep.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
2nd and 3.
Looking middle, and that's complete. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. Looking to throw.
That one's taken in by Spears.
And he is going to lose yardage here. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now in Nashville. It's the Titans. They've got the football. They'll be looking to extend their lead here as we begin the fourth quarter. 2nd and 14. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Back to throw again. Throw to the right, caught by Okonkwo. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 21. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now we've got movement up front. I think this is going to be on the Titans.
False start, offense.
The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15.
Out of the gun to give to Spears.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And this is incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Stroud to throw it.
Over the middle, complete. That's Schultz. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a 2nd and just a few inches left. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
And Stroud now to throw.
Open man is Kirk, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. They'll look to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Schultz. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
2nd down and a yard. Stroud will look to throw once more.
That's complete. It's Collins. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. If they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Another try for Mixon, and there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
This likely a must-have, 3rd and goal.
Back to throw. Stroud. He finds his target. It's Schultz. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Hand off to Spears.
And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Delay of game, offense.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still 2nd down.
So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10.
And Spears with another carry. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
So now a run with Spears.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again.
Now Will Anderson gets to him for the tackle. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll run with Spears.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory.
Well, if you step back and look at this, CD, a pretty impressive victory. Not the best defense in the NFL they were going against, but it is a top 10 defense in this league, and they're pretty sound, but yet they found a way to get it done and get the victory.
Yeah, I got to give them credit because I think their game plan was really, really strong for this one. They knew where they wanted to attack. They knew how they wanted to execute, and they did it with confidence and a little bit of verve as well.
So for the Titans, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Texans, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.